Okay guys, this is going to be probably a 3-part video of how to make pasteles en hojas, which is pasteles wrapped in banana leaves. This is the first step. I have here, let me see, I'm making a lot this year. So this is pork half boneless Boston butt roast, and I think I have how many pounds, like 5 pounds here, and I think this is another 5 pounds. So I'm going to get ready to season it, and I just want to show you what I do to season mine. Keep in mind, everyone makes pasteles differently. There's no wrong or right way. It's all about what your preference is, and that's how you make it. So I'm going to go ahead and season these, but I want to show you, when I go to BJ's, I pick up these huge bags, the ones where you put the chips in, and I double it, and I like to put it in there and close it after I season it, because it really holds the seasoning, and I can put it in the freezer until I'm ready to cook it. All right, okay guys, so I'm getting ready to assemble what's gonna go in, how I'm gonna season it. And really, you season it to your preference. Keep in mind that since these are for pasteles, you want to really season it very well, okay? Because la masa doesn't have a lot of flavor, and your filling is going to give it a lot of flavor. So I have here some of my sofrito, and I have a video on how to make sofrito. And this here is just garlic, oregano, salt, and olive oil. That's all that's in here. I'm sorry. And then this you can find at Publix. I added a little bit of this, and this is what's making me cough, because it's got pimienta in it, which is pepper. Now, for every pound of meat, you add a teaspoon of salt. But I rather add, since these have some salt, I'm only going to add half a teaspoon per pound of meat. And I have roughly 10 pounds of meat here. And I rather it be under than over. And then once I cook it, if I need more, then I'll add more. That's just a note. But I'm going to mix all this, wash my meat, and then I'm going to season it and put it in those bags. All right, lovely people. I just finished seasoning it, as you can see. I went ahead and opened slits so that I can get the seasoning in there. Look at this one. You can see that it's got a whole bunch of seasoning. And then this one was not open, didn't come like that one, but I did went ahead and make slices into the meat, as you can see, so that I could get a lot of the seasoning in there. And all I'm gonna do now is transfer them to a bag each, and then I'm gonna freeze it until I'm ready to actually cook it. And I'm getting ready, but at least this is in the fridge, and the seasoning start absorbing into the meat, and it's going to be amazing. Anyway, we'll bring you back whenever I get ready to make the meat for the pasteles. Like I said, this is a couple of video process. So there you go. I have already wrapped them. I take out as much of the air as I can out, and I double bag it. Very important. You don't have to use these bags. You can get the really big ones and put it in the Ziploc freezer bag as well. This works just fine for me. So, and they're not going to be in the fridge, in the freezer for that long. But because making pasteles is labor intensive, I do it in a couple of steps. One day I season, the next day I might just go ahead and make my meat, put it in the refrigerator. The third day I will wash all my leaves. The fourth day I will prepare la masa and probably assemble it that same day, if not the following day. But anyway, when I get ready to cook these, I'll let you know. Good morning, everyone. It is time to put the meat in the oven to cook for the pasteles. So I have my oven heating at 350. And it's going to be there for most part of the day until it falls apart. And then I'll bring you back to show you what it looks like. Hello guys, so I have just taken the meat out of the oven. Okay guys, so my meat is done. I am sorry that I forgot to show you. I put it on 350 and I put it on around 8 o'clock and it was done by 12. I covered it up with foil paper, but one thing that I did do is I put parchment paper first and then the foil paper. The reason I did that is because when I went ahead and put it in the oven, I didn't want this to touch the seasoning because sometimes it makes holes on the paper and I didn't want anybody eating any of this stuff. So especially if you add like anything that's citrusy, it'll eat through your foil paper. So I always add a layer of parchment paper on top. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that I took out my meat the night before to thaw out because I had the meat in the freezer. So, and because the meat is so big, I put it in my sink. It was fine. It was still cold and partially icy still. So it was perfect. And then I put it to bake at 350 covered. And this is the end result. As you can see here, I'm gonna be adding, I don't know if I tasted it. It tastes really, really good as far as flavor, but I think it's gonna need a little bit more flavor and a little bit more salt. Just because, of course, like I said, la masa doesn't really have a lot of flavor. This has excellent flavor to eat it right now. You can even make taquitos with it, whatever you want to make with it. I'm getting ready to make my husband a sandwich, as you can see here. So, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. And I'm still gonna take it apart some more, okay? Because there's some chunks in here and I have to take out some of the fat out. I do that too. Like if I, like for it there, I can see some fat. I'm gonna take that out. See, I clean it very well. I take all that out. But anyway, just wanted to show you what it looks like after I shred it up and it's been cooked.